Hello everyone, this is GiorgPwns and I'm bringing you my newest Redstone tutorial. Well, today we're going to make this, an automatic tree farm. This is my server that I play with my friends. I don't think anyone's on at the moment, just me. Pretty much how this works is you get some saplings and some bone meal. Now, on this world, I've got a skeleton farm, so I've got pretty much unlimited bone meal, and I recommend if you're going to make this in a LP or a legitimate world, I recommend getting yourself a skeleton farm so you have enough bone meal to use this. Regardless, you pretty much spam the bone meal on the tree, and it will grow, and a bud switch, which is back here, will detect that the tree has grown and will push it forward, and will eventually push the whole thing out into a neat block that you can then harvest yourself. And you can also make a switch so you can get inside and get any, let's say, apples or saplings that drop from in here. Only bad thing about this is that you don't get very many saplings from the trees you do create. Oh, well, I don't anyway. And it'll push the items out as well, which is good. And it'll push all of the wood from the trees into a convenient block of wood, so you can just easily come through with your enchanted pick and mine it all out. See, what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to get a pick with efficiency so I can very easily cut through all of it, but I've only gotten unbreaking so far. And it'll go out to the dimensions of 4x13. So, now that you've seen what it can do, I guess I'll take this to my creative world so I can show you how to build this guy. I'll see you then. Okay, I guess this is gonna be take 3. Sorry about that, guys. People keep interrupting me, but that is okay because we're back in my creative world. I've set the render distance to normal just because it's been lagging a little bit today. Let me just set it to sunrise so we don't get any monsters on our tutorial. Over there's my original version of my tree farm, the first one I made. Though I think the person who got this invented this concept was Pear Squirrel. I think Generic B did it as well. But I didn't really watch their tutorials. I just saw the general idea of it and decided to make one myself. The two designs are probably pretty similar, as it's just all based around the same concept. Now, so I guess we'll get started. The dimensions of this are 8x14, and this place where you put your tree is 6 blocks in, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's the 6th block. Over here you'll have 4, where the wood's going to get pushed out, and we'll put some obsidian up here because otherwise it goes all the way to the end, and that gets a bit of a pain, though you can extend it if you want to. Anyway, first things first, we'll make a bud switch. Derp. Once I've made it, I'll go through how bud switches work, because not everyone knows how to do it. Like, if you're not experienced in using bud switches, you're probably not gonna know too much about them. Though, if you figure out how to make them, which is just like that, you realize they're pretty simple. These bud switches are based on a glitch that happens with pistons. Pretty much, if they're being powered from diagonally upward, like they're not supposed to get powered, though if there is a block update anywhere around them, it'll realize there's power coming in from up there and they'll push, even though they're not supposed to. And how this works is pretty much once there's a block update, like let's say, the state of wheat changing or a block being added or taken out, as excuse me, as will be with. That's what will happen with the wood, pretty much. Power will be sent through this block up here and turn off this torch, and it won't realize that the power's gone because it's just glitchy. And when you take away the block, it'll realize the power is gone, and it'll re-update, and the cycle starts again. And pretty much the way that will work is, oh, it's gonna rain. Let me just turn the rain off. Excuse me. Pretty much, when the tree grows, it will make it switch once, and then when these pistons push it out of the way, it'll make it switch again and just reset it. So we'll get these pistons going to push the logs out of the way. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to power all these pistons at the same time. Well, actually, this top one is actually going to get powered one tick after, but that's okay, because that just pushes leaf blocks out of the way. Oh yeah, I didn't explain that in this take. But these 4 piston blocks here, because the tree only has 4 wood blocks that grow. Like, you can use pine trees and stuff, but they don't work too well with this model. And like, the 5th block is going to be a leaf block. Though if that's not pushed out of the way, it'll take about, I guess, 2 stacks of bone meal to grow the tree, because it doesn't have that block of space to grow in. And as you probably saw before, this is compatible with SMP, though it does take more bone meal, because tree growing in SMP is a bit glitchy. So once you've got the 3 bits of cobblestone, or whatever building material you're using with redstone on them, you put cobblestone out here. Then you put a repeater on the bottom one, and redstone on the top one. And then one more block of cobblestone there. And you put a piece of redstone there. Now, what you want to do is you want to put a repeater here. So when power's sent through that, it'll send power through to that repeater and through to the top. And then, what I got wrong beforehand was that you actually needed a a redstone torch here, or the whole thing would not work. And you also have to make sure that is at 3 ticks, or the whole thing will not work. And that'll invert that. If I just set that, there we go. And pretty much, let's just say this is a tree. That's the sapling, and it'll grow like that. It'll push out of the way, and the whole thing will reset itself. So that's generally the first part done. And now all we want is all the pistons that push them out this way into a neat little block that will go out quite a few blocks. And I'll do that soon. So pretty much you get a 4x4 thing of pistons here. Then you get blocks along here and blocks along here, with the repeaters going in as such. And what that will do is it'll send power to all the pistons if all of them are powered. Like all 8 of the repeaters, it'll send power to all 16 of the pistons. And actually, you go like this on each one. Put some redstone behind it. And then you put repeaters here. And that will power the redstone on like both of these, which will power all the pistons at the same time. And then all you have to do from there is just hook up the redstone to this. And invert it. Invert. Gotta remember that. That is definitely important. And that is basically all the wiring you need for it. I guess I'll just grab some obsidian quickly, because pistons cannot push obsidian. That's why you use it there. that, and that'll all be covered. And what you want to do is we'll get some half slab, a half slab there, and you want to put a glowstone block here so the tree is provided with sufficient light. And yeah, that's about it for the wiring of the actual thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this up quickly, and then I'll just show you some, like, the very basic wiring behind the thing that pulls the cobblestone slab down, just for the slightly less experienced redstone people out there, and we'll finish up this tutorial. Okay guys, well, I'm back, and I guess we'll finish up the tutorial. Although I like to put little pyramid tops on all of my redstone contraptions, I've decided just to do a flat roof for this one. And this should all be working well. Pretty much to make this thing where the half slab goes down, all you do is place a redstone torch there. Actually, no, we won't do that. We'll put one more block out, just so you got some space. Redstone running into it. And if you want it to be really simple, what I've done is I just put it down a block. And usually what I do from there is I just grab myself a little half slab like this, and a half slab like that, and I'll grab some half slab stairs to get up here. Make it nice and presentable, kind of. And then all you do is come from this side and you can flick it on and off. You can also do that here by putting a half slab on top of the redstone torch. And you can just flick it on and off to get in and out. And this can all be blocked up so you can't see the wiring. Oh, that fired because I went and did that. Anyway. And you can make a little platform out here where the wood's going to come out. It goes out 12 blocks, I think, from here. Like, right where the pistons are. And I guess to finish off this tutorial, we'll test it to make sure it works, I guess. Get ourselves some saplings. And we'll get ourselves some bone meal. Making me look bad, isn't it? And also, what I've done on my world is here above there I've put a glass block just so sunlight gets in as well during the day, and that does greatly boost how quickly the tree grows. Though while you use bone meal, it is completely random as to how quickly it will grow. And holy shit. Excuse my language, but I guess that's a funny conclusion to our thing, our tutorial. But I guess if you block up most of the inside, that does not happen. And your tree should grow relatively quickly and get pushed out. Though again, it is completely random as to how much bone meal it takes for the tree sapling to grow, and I recommend getting yourself a skeleton farm if you're going to make this redstone device. It's making me look bad here, it doesn't usually do this. And I recommend making the roof like that because the trees don't grow too far outside. Anyway, thank you for watching this redstone tutorial. Oh god, that was a fail. But in the future I'll probably be making more of these. I guess next on a automatic wheat farm, and then as both of those contraptions need a lot of bone meal, I might make a tutorial on how I make my one punch skeleton XP farm. So I guess thanks for watching, and goodbye.